जन्मना जायते शूद्रः संस्कारात् भवेत् द्विजः वेद पाठात् भवेत् विप्रः ब्रह्म जानातीत brahmana. This translates to, by birth one is Shudra. By the culture he possesses, one becomes a Dvij. By studying Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. And one who knows Brahma is a Brahman. This quote from the Sanatan scriptures establishes that in ancient Sanatani society, it was not birth, but acquiring skills that denoted someone's hierarchy in society. The one with highest spiritual wisdom was a Brahman, contrary to the newest system of inheriting caste. Let me put up some examples. Vishwamitra was born into a Kshatriya family and became a Brahman by doing penance. Dronacharya and Kripacharya practiced archery, but were Brahmins due to spiritual wisdom. Vyas was born to a fisher woman. He was called Brahman, but his offspring Dhritarashtra and Pandu and their sons became Kshatriyas. These are evidence that a person's caste in the ancient Sanatani society was defined by the ambient in which a child grew and the skills and character he acquired as an adult. Hi and welcome to TFIPost. I'm your host Vedika. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. If you're watching us on Facebook, do like, share and subscribe to the page. Let's begin with the video report. During the medieval and modern period, deriving caste from the patriarchal lineage became a popular practice. During the colonial rule, deep entrenchment of caste took place. Who bore the brunt of the caste system? It is public conscious that the ones who fell in the lower hierarchy were tortured by the ones above them. However, the atrocities faced by the Brahmans remains the best kept secret of modern India. Indian Sanatani civilization is the oldest civilization to exist till today, and that too with glory. And in the setup, every Varna was assigned jobs and status as per wisdom and acquired skill. The ones mightier than others ruled, and the most learned commanded respect, being named Kshatriyas and Brahmans respectively. Take up and read the details of any invasion, be it from the Greeks, the Scythians or the Yuvaji, the Mongols, Mughals or Britishers. All of them did not just attack and loot the civil society and the business class. Their major focus rested on the mandirs, as mandirs were the protectors of cultural values, tradition and the civilizational principles. To add on, mandirs were the socio-economic institutions that simultaneously run their own schools or shadhalaya and were involved in all activities like building of dams, granaries, etc. for adjoining villages. The mandirs were protected by the Brahman class, who protected and furthered religious practices and customs. Mandirs and Brahmans held strategic significance and acted as barriers against the destructive forces. Even during invasions, where the Kshatriya Rajas were gradually losing power at the hands of invaders, the administrative Brahmans not only retained power, but also stood for values. During the Mughal rule and thereafter, with the weakening of Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, Brahmans became more powerful. The most popular belief is that Hinduism is the most regressive religion, which comprises a lot of orthodox practices. Well, there is no evidence to prove that such practices existed in the ancient period of Sanatan Dharma or even in the Vedic period. Sanatan Dharma is a religion that delivers the highest moral and ethical values. However, with constant invasions and cultural genocide that the Hindu community faced, the cultures got slowly eroded and few ill practices crept in and became popular practices. This time saw the emergence of people like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, hailed as the biggest reformist. The reformists worked during the 18th century, but till that time, the Islamic regimes had already corrupted the morals of Hindus and Hindus were suffering immensely under tyranny of Islamic rule. It was during this time that Parda system or Sati Pratha was adopted by Hindus to safeguard their women. He did reform the morally low Hindu society, but along with that, the keepers of Dharma, that is, the Brahmans, were villainized. The impact of this was felt even in the post-independent India. Hatred against the Brahmin community kept growing in the modern India society. While Brahmin atrocities are among the most researched phenomena around the globe, the atrocities on Brahmins remain one of the best kept secrets in the post-independent India. A Brahmin was basically targeted for his position that they had been holding in the Indian societies. Second, the Brahmins also faced persecution as they represented the civilizational Bharat. The missionaries had launched an organized attack on the Brahmin community as the English considered the Brahmins as the biggest hurdle in the process of winning the whole of India for the Christ. This is when the Brahmins were villainized everywhere, from the streets to the textbooks. Due to this, the Brahmins are, till date, facing the brutal impact of the same. But what did the Brahmins do while they faced threat to life? The peaceful communities simply moved on without fighting back. Moving on is a typical Hindu phenomena, especially among Brahmins. This practice of moving on and restarting life silently ensured that the atrocities on Brahmins remain the least known phenomena. Such is the situation that even the organized massacre of Brahmins fails to gain the attention of the civil society. What happened after the death of Mahatma Gandhi? What unfolded in the country? How many people died? No one knows the number for sure, and everything is confined to the realms of speculations. The minute data available established that more than 5,000 Chitpavan Brahmins were massacred by Congress goons. Chitpavan Brahmins, the class of Brahmins to which Nathuram Godse belonged to, was subjected to Mughalesque era killings, rape, and looting. The anti-Brahmin wave that began from Mumbai slowly traveled to the whole of Maharashtra, and systematically organized mass killings took place, a massacre that claimed the life of thousands of Brahmins. Caste will be destroyed only if the Brahman is destroyed. Brahman is a snake entangled in our feet. If you see a snake and a Brahman on the road, kill the Brahman first. These are the sentences of someone hailed as a social activist and reformer by the believers of the fake Aryan Dravidian theory, Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy, the anti-Hindu bigot who gave rise to the Dravidian politics and harbored dreams of killing Brahmins in the garb of supposed progressive movement, continues to be revered by the seemingly brainwashed Tamilians. Not much is recorded on how Brahmins faced institutional, societal persecution in Tamil Nadu after 1967 when the DMK came to power, and this continues till date. It can be concluded that Brahmins can be termed as the new Jews.